Hi Sagittarius. Welcome everybody. Before we start, let's get a good smudge in. Let's burn this one today. I got this lovely Palo Santo on my travels. And so it's all of the shops are closed around here. Can't pick any more up. I hope you've been well, Sagittarius. Do give the video a thumbs up and let me know where you're watching from. I'll just shuffle until more people join the room. Remember to book a reading. It's www.rubyreadstarot.com. One question, one card, 1111 at PayPal Ruby Reads Tarot. We're drawing some like-minded energies and keep the lunatics away at bay, somewhere far away from us. Knight of Cups, Sagittarius. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces season. This is a message of love. This is definitely an invitation. This is reaching out to someone. This is being in touch with the right kind of communication at the right kind of time. You know, something comes through. It's a message. Could be from what sign, doesn't have to be. It's emotional. You know, it's something that you are reaching out to someone with, or someone is reaching out to you with. It's a message, you know, and it's one that feels nice. It's a good one. Let's keep shuffling for the sign of Sagittarius mid-month reading, guys. So just picking up on your mid-month energies. So it's one question, one card, 1111 at PayPal Ruby Reads Tarot. Do give the video a thumbs up. It lets people know that it's out there. What have we got here? And to book reading is www.rubyreadstarot.com. Sagittarius, Queen of Swords. Kind of in this very matter-of-fact energy, kind of like really feeling yourself into your sensuality, getting back to, I think, the facts. Sagittarius, getting back to the facts. This queen is quite a confident queen, like all her bits and pieces are put together. She's quite on top of her game. This could be a message from a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or this could be you really reaching to the more official, like quite hardcore side of yourself. That's all about you a little bit. And it might be an energy that needs channeling into, where it is that you can be more about yourself, where it is that you might need to get more in touch with your sensuality and become that powerhouse again, Sagittarius. Remember, guys, to give the video a thumbs up. One question, one card, PayPal Ruby Reads Tarot. 1111 at PayPal Ruby Reads Tarot. And to book a reading, it's www.rubyreadstarot.com. 8 of Pentacles, right? So there's attention being poured on work. There's a need for you to get into the zone. If you're already and have been really working on yourself, King of Wands, Aries season, mid-March, the run-up to Aries season and the end of March, has you kind of back in your power, Sagittarius. Like, you're feeling good. There's a lot of creation. There's authority. There's like material happiness. There's contentment to you. If you're surrounded by a fellow fire sign, I think there's a lot of energy that you could be working on between the pair. If this is a pair between and a fire sign, again, the possibility of reconciliation with a bit of work on the relationship, it's possible. I don't know if any of you wanted to hear that, but at the moment, the Queen of Swords is very much looking away from the King of Wands, and he's looking away from her too. 4 of Pentacles. And there's this very like cyclical, limited, closed off, really small energy. It's almost petty. It's like way smaller than the energy of the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords together. There's work that needs to be done, not only on the romance in the situation, there's work that needs to be done on just how limited and how fixed and perhaps how boring the situations become. Like, maybe it's like juggling these 4 pentacles. And if you're not in a relationship, if this is you being single, it seems as if you've been juggling the finances a lot. However, Sagittarius, I think this is more a love reading than anything else. I really do. The Lovers card has come forward. Gemini energy doesn't have to be. It's very much a soul bond, a soul tie, a partnership between two people. I think it's like soulmates. It's a love contract. It's being in love. It's being very in the energy of fun, receiving, attracting, magnetism. And it might be a need for you to focus a little bit on this Four of Pentacle energies where you are becoming quite restricted and you are kind of holding on to the status quo, and finances might be a bit blocked because you're just occupying yourself with the pedantics. The Lover's energy is really reassuring because it seems as if there were relationships that weren't necessarily going the right way, they have the potential of fixing up. There's also the potential of meeting someone new. Lover's energy is soulmate energy, so it's someone that you meet and you're almost a bit like blown away with, you know, like, wow, oh, so you're my person, wow, you're here now, got it, right? I don't know, Sagittarius, I feel like someone's showing up. Could be a fellow fire sign, could be an air sign, could be an earth sign. There is a real need for you to get out of rigidity. Rigidity doesn't suit you, Sagittarius. It's hard. Full moon in the sign of Libra at the end of the month kind of exposes and illuminates the potential of this new relationship that's working in your best favor. It will really suit you, Sagittarius, to kind of work on yourself and get in the zone and work on your pentacles, work on your finances, so that you're coming out of this really restrictive place and getting more into the flow of the King of Wands energy, which is kind of really needed of you right now. Yeah. You're being called to get into your power. You're being called to be creative. You're being called to be artistic. You're being called to be entrepreneurial. You're being called to be generous, sensual even, about you. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, A, on this relationship, B, on your small restrictiveness. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, broaden the horizons a bit. And with the moon card, I think the full moon is probably your cue to have done this work by, because you might be falling into this like new love situation, like you're falling in love with someone, and it might need a bit of work because it might be someone that is completely outside of your usual sphere or scope. It's not what you're used to. It might take you outside of your comfort zone a little bit, but it is someone that comes forward with a full cup, Sagittarius. Let's get some more messages for the sign of Sagittarius. Doesn't have to just be your sun. This could be your moon and your rising as well. Venus also. Sagittarius, this full moon might be one that has a lot of like epitomes. It might be like a lot of waking up, a lot of getting back to you. So you might have the feeling that this full moon illuminates a path back to you. There is a real need for you to get your confidence back, however. I wonder if some of this might mean like shifting a bit of weight and getting into the gym, perhaps. Four of Pentacles is very rigid energy. It's being quite stuck. So there is a need for movement. Eight of Pentacles also, it's quite like fixed in one place, plugging along. So allow a new energy to come in by seeing where it is that you can either step outside of what you're doing already, like expanding, trying something different. Age of Aquarius is here, and it does welcome in the herald of massive change. Pisces season is the closing out of a cycle, so I want you to think in terms of the fact that, yeah, you're closing out certain cycles. This new moon was like the beginning of new things. This full moon come 28th of March will mean you're kind of in a place where you can really illuminate Four of Wands, what's working and what's not. Lover's card, Four of Wands. If you're not already married, I think some of you are about to come into a really serious commitment. This is the potential for marriage, basically. This is like long-term commitment. This is the soul match, you know, the pair. This is, I think, one of those years where a lot of the pairs are coming together. And one of the other videos, I was sort of suggesting how people should start wearing a lot of yellow, because yellow seems to be the color of 2021. Guys, you can say hello. Don't forget to leave a little message in the chat box. I love to know where you guys are watching from. One question, one card, 1111 at PayPal Ruby Reads Tarot. To book a reading, it is rubyreadstarot.com. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up also. I have a feeling, Sagittarius, that some Sagittarians in particular, this mid-March, end of March, coming into Aries season, are going to be meeting the love of their lives. I feel like a lot of you are going to be falling into these relationships where it fits, you know, and there's the real potential marriage and getting together and being committed. There's commitment here. There's responsibilities here. You know, the King of Wands is here because, oh, Caroline, welcome from Nashville. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you. Thank you for joining. There is a need, I think, Sagittarius, to kind of take a moment with this full moon to accept the fact that, yeah, you might be opening some new doors to some new relationships. And if you haven't already met this person, the time is kind of now. The two energies are coming together and there is a real potential for marriage. But this is really, you know, hanging off of a bit of personal work that you need to do, where it might even mean your finances need looking at. Your finances might mean you getting into the zone of something as opposed to feeling quite fixed and quite just like holding on to everything. Your work situation seems to be playing quite heavily on the rest of your demeanor for the rest of this month. And this full moon is illuminating something. There are offers that are coming forward to you, Sagittarius. You might be receiving a new job offer. But for the most part, I think, Sagittarius, there's love coming in for you. And I don't think you can ignore it, because the Lovers, Four of Wands is really heavily suggesting Eight of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Star card. There's communication coming forward quite quickly. There's a certain troublesome conflict chapter that's coming to an end with some sort of dream being achieved. Like the Star card is very much dreams coming true, reaching for the stars, the help coming in that you might have needed. This might, if this is a relationship, it might even mean that you are seeking out help from perhaps a counselor or reaching out to a tarot card reader or whoever. But there is communication that comes in quite fast and quite quick, and it would really best serve you, Sagittarius, to just put the swords down and realize that this isn't the time for conflict. If anything, you are now transcending this battle energy and transmuting it into your wins, and being cognizant of where it is that you're now at this place where it's quite safe. You know, you don't have to fight anymore. It doesn't need to be about conflict. It doesn't need to be about harshness. You've come out of that, and it would really help your energy, especially when you're in this Eight of Wands situation where a lot is going to be coming at you in terms of communications, in terms of possibilities. It could even be in regards to this new relationship. You're at this time where dreams are kind of coming true. Like a lot of good stuff is coming in if you're channeling into just like the earthly rhythms. There's a really strong need for you, Sagittarius, to come back into your element, like your fire power, that luminosity. Because there is things that need illuminating, and it's you being back in your confidence and you being back in your power that really gives you that ability to conquer and set off in directions of these dreams, because it's a lot that's coming at you at the moment, Sagittarius. And where it might feel like there's this need to really grip hold and hold on quite tightly to what you know and what you have, the advice is to really surrender a lot of it and kind of throw caution to the wind and get out and transmute this really conflict heavy energy and finally step forward into the fulfillment, or at least the actualization of what this dream was, what this path was, this direction that you wanted to take. I think for some of you, it does have a lot to do with being married and being in this divine pair and being around the sacred love union energy. And it's like finally the pieces seem to have fallen in together, and it's not after like this real heavy conflict or real heavy like having to hold out on yourself, period. Going to shuffle the cards for some more messages. I think that was a really, really strong message for you, Sagittarius. There's a need for you to come back into that fire tenacity, that kind of like real charismatic charm. I think somewhere along the line, this winter might have really put out a certain spark in you. And I think this run up to Aries season, you know, where the sun goes into a fellow fire sign, a lot of your charismatic dynamicness that might have been lost in translation comes back like a full-on raging fire, Sagittarius. And it really is about you finding the energy. And I think where you might have been pouring a lot of your energy into that Four of Pentacles, really like distracting yourself from the bigger picture, or distracting yourself from like the grand thing that's going on, just being stuck with the small and the petty stuff, you know. It's now time to move beyond that. And I really strongly suggest come Aries season that you are full on in a new exercise regime, because in a Mars-led season, you know, Aries season is full on. It's a lot of fire and it can do you a lot of good. And having an outlet for that fire, which can really easily turn into rage, would be good. And I think the more intense the exercise regime, like of course check yourselves out with your doctors and all the rest of it before you do so, but the more intense the exercise regime, the better it will be. There's a real focus here on work. There's a real need, Sagittarius, for the work that you're doing at the moment to really be true to you, like true to where you're at in your life and true to who you see yourself becoming in the near future. And Sagittarius, it's one of those things where it will really serve you to like focus super heavy on just where you want to be in 5 years' time. I really think now, Aries season, like the beginning of this new cycle, the closing out of the old cycle, understanding where it is that you may have been too rigid and too fixed, or keeping yourself deliberately quite small, and how important it is now to get back in your confidence, back in your courage, back in your tenacity, and see where it is that there is work that needs you. Like there's a calling, there's this work that needs to be done, and it needs to come from this place that's not going to feel monotonous or routine or even boring. It needs to be you in the zone, Sagittarius, and finding that thing that has you very much in the zone, like head down, fully immersed. Because this month and the end of this month, it's got its dualities, and Pisces season closing out is asking us to look at those dualities. Ace of Pentacles. Do you see that, Sagittarius? There's money to be made, and an expanse and an opening of the possibilities, and just like the period that you're entering into, where there's a lot that you can accomplish and a lot that can be done. This is new opportunities coming forward to you. This is abundance. This is inheritance. This is financial windfalls. This is just being surrounded by the right opportunities at the right time, especially opportunities to expand your bank balance. A lot of money to be channeled, a lot of money in your energy right now. So really into what it is that you can do to break the delusion of being fixed or being stuck or not being able to do what it is that you want to do because of such and such reason and such reason. The energy right now really is to like break the limits, break the routines, break the unreasoned caution, break the limitation, break the need for holding yourself quite small, which I think is not one that is detrimental to Sagittarian energy, which is Jupiter. It's about expansion. And for you to really embrace the fact that you are now in this need for expansion, you are gonna have to moderate a little bit your energy management, because there are things that are connected to finances that you've been quite small and rigid about, which are now like coming into a age of Aquarius. It's like completely blowing all the barriers, all of the blocks that were in your way. It's about your frame of mind. Jupiter is very much about owning the luck. It's about not having to try too hard to manifest. And so you come into this time, mid-March, where it's all on you. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like with the star card, dream is big because there is hope. There is the prospect of, there are bright prospects. And it's financially reassuring for you to expand yourself. And expansion might be the word. I think expansion is the one for you, Sagittarius. You'll be expanding a lot, and Aries season will give you that kind of gung-ho, let's go for it, let's go do this, let's go get it. Exercise, losing the excess weight, like hibernation weight, maybe seeing where it is that you might need to reinvest some energy back in yourself so that the power's back. Because you seem to be a magnet for finances, and it will really serve you to own the King of Wands charisma to this, and coming back into your confidence kind of leads you into the direction and the flow of abundance naturally. So your health, your daily routines, your eating, you're genuinely like breaking out of the limitations, focusing in and getting in the zone. It leads to a lot of abundance for you, Sagittarius. It's like a lot of money, the potential to create a lot of money. Being about the opportunity, seeing the cup as half full as opposed to half empty. Let's get some more messages for Sagittarius. Great energy so far, Sag. A really nice reading so far. Thank you guys so much for joining. Remember, it's one question, one card, 1111 at PayPal Root Tarot. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Ooh. What do we have here? 7 of Pentacles and the Death card. You are really closing out, especially something with work. It's like the end of something with work, but it's also the rebirth, the renewal, the restart, the reawakening of material happiness via your efforts. And it might even mean that you are sort of like with the surging energy of the phoenix rising with, as the sun moves into Aries, you have this need to redo things or dead things so that you can start over again. I will say, use the cues, use Aries season as a bit of a winding out cycles, and really just seeing where it is that you can wipe the slate clean and start afresh and start new, because there might even be the need for you to do that, especially in terms of the way that you're earning your money, finances in particular, and the need for growth in that arena, and the need for this regeneration, this new you, especially when it comes to work. There's gonna be the energy, but I think closing out the cycle completely so that none of it's hanging forward, none of it's hanging over on you. So seeing where it is, where this phoenix rebirth can take place in places of work, where you and how you earn your finances. A rebirth is definitely, it's needed, much needed. But I think this time you're kind of coming at it with okay, that chapter's really closed. I'm surging forward like the phoenix. And a focus on your work and where you can start things anew, maybe even, or redo them, might kind of catch you in this place, which is feeling very much like the zone. A lot of it is outside of what you've already known and how you've done things and how you may have kind of oppressed yourself a little bit. There's no need for oppression and holding too tight. There's almost like a need for a new surge, charging forward like never before, with so much power, coming back, the comeback, Sagittarius. So these are your closing out messages. The Hermit card, the Ace of Wands, the Sagittarius card, the Leo card, Strength card, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Listen, the end bit to this month is a really, really rewarding month for you in so many ways because there's an opportunity for introspection. There's an opportunity to pull back before you go all the way forward again. So this is pulling the arrow back, and that moment of focus, of soul searching, of like going really deep within, of like trying to seek out divine knowledge for yourself. You know, that real philosophical approach. The Hermit could be Virgo energy. It's showing up because it's like there's a moment, Sagittarius, that you need to pull back and take. And it is that like grasping the breath, like really pulling the breath in, taking that bow and pulling it all the way back. And in that very moment, just really focusing on your target and accept there can't be a peripheral vision right now because your attention really needs to be focused on this Ace of Wands, this new spark, this new match that ignites this strength within you, this courage, this fire. I think by the time Aries season starts, you're very much Queen of Wands. King and Queen of Wands is really good energy, Sagittarius. It's hanging very heavily on how you get your confidence back. Three of Cups, there's a lot that that a lot of power that you're going to find within your community, your friends group, your friends circle, and I would really strongly suggest that you let them celebrate you. So get back amongst your friends and your family, get amongst your crowd, get amongst your people. Celebrations for sure to be had, but this last 2 weeks, should we call it, as we approach the end of March, is a powerful energy. And it's like this gust, this surge, this like this fire, this sparking, right? This match that ignites within you things, elements to yourself that would have been lost in this fixating and keeping quite small. And the Hermit card, it is go inside energy. It is sparking your own lamp, intuitively letting yourself be led. And it is seclusion, and it is soul searching, and it is, channeling divine information from within. You've got the match, you've got all the ingredients. There is so much fire here. Work on that courage, Sag. And the Three of Cups is you'll be celebrating. So be ready to be out and about with friends and family and mingling and socializing, and it will serve your energy really well to be around friends and family, especially these last 2 weeks of March. Get as much time around the people that make you feel good. Yeah, I think that's it. Get around those people because they really do make you feel good, and the ones that make you feel good are going to be part and parcel of this Queen of Wands energy coming back in full force. So a real surge, a lot of energy here, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for everybody who joined me to book a reading. It's rubyreadstarot.com. Do give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I love you guys. Take care, and I shall catch you again soon.